say things, which I'm sure they absolutely could do, especially when you scroll down and meet the
Taco Bell,
team here.
probably. Yeah.
So, I'm only going to show
Probably Taco
George.
Bell.
All of them are like this, where it's just random first name and then some fanfic about them. I'll go ahead and summarize this book report. It claims Ken and George are the two main chefs in the kitchen here, and they have a combined 50 plus years of full stack software development experience, including working on complex military software, as well as having a background in AI technology. And then with George's little segment, it says that he has 25 years of successful high-quality software development and leadership, as well as 2 years in Japan, 10 years on the mobile app and console development, and that's all you get. So there's no way of verifying any of this is actually true, but they tried, because at the very bottom of the page, it links to a LinkedIn for someone named George, but when you click that, it leads you to a dead page. So you click on his LinkedIn and it doesn't go anywhere, it just says this person doesn't exist. Which makes me trust George even more. He is so powerful that the government is scrubbing official records of his existence. The only way that George is able to communicate with us is through anime now, goddammit. He's too strong. That's basically it for the Kickstarter page, but this wild ride doesn't stop here. This was apparently not the first time they even tried this project. They initially launched it back in like last June or something with a $285,000 goal. They raised $50K, and since it didn't reach that goal, they didn't get any of that money. So now they've come back and lowered it to $50K, and they've exceeded that, but now they can't touch it because it's been suspended. According to AnimeTube, they suspended it themselves over the copyright issues that they were facing, but I've read evidence to the contrary. This isn't the initial page that they pitched it with. On this page, originally, they had a list of anime that they claimed they were in talks to get the license for their platform. Some of the biggest in the world, the Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online's, like that caliber of anime, they had listed on their Kickstarter page to sell people on the idea, claiming that they were in talks to get this officially licensed for their platform. Anime professionals came forward and said, no, that's some bullshit. We've never even heard of these guys or talked to them. They were calling this platform a scam, and now it's been suspended. Anime News Network had a detailed article going over everything kind of as it was happening. They started getting called out all across the internet. They were blocking people on Twitter, calling them haters or shit and some shit like that. Then you had comments from industry professionals saying things like, anyone intrigued or thinking of donating to AnimeTube Kickstarters should not. They're about a decade too late to that business model and competing with Netflix, Warner, hell, even Disney, you know, basically pointing out that they're really fucking late, which is absolutely true. It's very unrealistic shit that they're trying to do here, especially with their waifu therapist idea. It shouldn't take a lot of thought to recognize how fucking dumb it is. But what's really sad is the fact that a lot of people bought in, over 100K, and 5 people bought in at the $4,500 level, which is a load of promises that will absolutely never be fulfilled. Yeah. And the biggest one being a cameo in the Amy-chan manga, which apparently they had an estimated release of December of this year. So who knows, maybe the Amy-chan manga is going to take the world by storm, and we'll see these 5 backers somewhere in there as a piece of manga history, some of the best characters of all time. Go back to reality, going through the article a bit more, they talk about the titles that AnimeTube claim they were currently in discussions with for licenses. The list includes hundreds of titles that are already licensed by other distributors for the US streaming market. Nozomi Entertainment CEO Sean Kleckner publicly tweeted at AnimeTube, "Why do you have listings from other titles on your Kickstarter's anime licensings currently in discussion? We're not in discussion with you." That was hard for me to read, but basically Sean flopped his cock onto the lunch table and called them out on their bullshit. And then George, the legend, the man and the myth, comes forward with a tweet and says, "Hey Sean, we've contacted you on LinkedIn to discuss directly with you." That's business right there. My man is networking. George has taken this opportunity, he came in with the fire extinguisher, and he said, "Yeah, we lied. Now let's talk in DMs, bitch." So basically the rest of the article boils down to other anime professionals saying, yeah, this is absolute nonsense. George then says that, oh, that's just a misunderstanding. We went through Japanese companies first, so they gave us the green light and their full support, but since we went to them first, the American companies weren't brought into the loop, so I understand that they're just a little confused. But no, this is all legit because we went to these Japanese companies, which they were also called out on because the company they listed as the one they went to that gave them like complete full support is a company that actually couldn't give them licensing rights in the first place or something like that. So it's just a massive mess. Obviously, the whole platform is some bullshit to begin with. Like, there's no world where A, this would be a good platform, or B, could even exist in the way that they pitch it. I just found this to be a really interesting story. To me, it seems like they just want to take the money and run as badly as possible. They had 50k on the table last time, but they set the goal too high, so they didn't get any of the 50k. This time they brought it down to make sure that they got the goal, so hopefully they could take the money and be done. And they exceeded the goal to 100k, but then they got suspended because everyone called them out. So they're just having a really hard time completing their scam. That's really what it seems to me. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya.
What happened?
Baby, I'm so sorry.
Do you want me to get you a toothbrush or toiletries?
I'm in the summer thing, baby. I'm going to jail.
I don't know. What is our online banking password?
Baby, I'm not going to yell that on the street. Happy New Year. I called my mom. She said you...
Hi, I'm Bob, the developer of Bob's Game.
It's December of 2008, and 25-year-old independent video game developer Robert Maloney has locked himself inside a dimly lit regulatory room, where he intends to stay for 100 days. On his website, he's calling it a Japanese-style protest, tailored to a specific Japanese company. A live stream documents
He doesn't like Nintendo either, huh?
Old
Good man.
desktop PC, an
That'd be cool,
autobiographical
Sans.
RPG is eponymously titled Bob's Game.
Welcome to Bob's Game.
Oh, this is
The
intense.
strip above him switches from marking the duration of his
Why is there a tarp on
protest
the floor?
to calling out to the one person Poloni believes can prevent his
Dude,
work from being
grab it.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making game.
public humiliation.
Reggie's so fucking cool.
Self-sabotage.
I am Bob, creator of Bob's Game.
This is weird.
Why wouldn't it pull that?
He had like a tarp in his room that made it look like
There
a
we go.
place Dexter would kill people. This man really hates Nintendo. Like, I'm doing my part. Like, I haven't bought a Nintendo product in about a year, but fuck. I don't know if I'd lock myself in a...
Bob's Game seemed
room
to
for
appear from
100 days and
nowhere
shit
in the
on the
summer
floor.
of 2008. Queues of NPCs line up at cash registers,
Oh,
each
geez,
prepared
too much
to go
going
about
on.
their
Like,
own
you're
business.
not handling
RPG
Beyond
it.
maker?
City Square, the sprite follows a tree-lined
Selling it for
path
60
toward
bucks
a
on
school,
Steam?
all to the tune of an
20 minutes of work?
Overworld theme reminiscent of the MIDI-based soundtracks of the 90s. The trailer ends with Robert Poloni, the game's sole creator, silently introducing himself in the reflection of a Nintendo DS.
This is
The consensus
fucking
was that the
weird.
game seemed charming and lovingly crafted. And only a little more than a week after uploading, the trailer had been viewed over 100,000 times. Enough
That's
to
not bad
rank
at
in the
all.
YouTube gaming
Holy
charts.
fuck.
For Poloni,
When I started, I
Oh,
didn't
shit,
have
what the
any
fuck?
programming experience with
Thanks
game
to one
development
blink.
or anything like that at all.
Reset
No
pin low.
pixel art experience,
Prime
no music tracking experience. The only thing that I did have was I took a class in high school, which was introductory C++, like text input output kind of stuff. I always had this idea for, in my mind, you know, the perfect game, which was kind of something set in modern times, suburban life, not dragons, fantasy, magic, any of that kind
Yeah,
of
that's
thing.
some nerdy
Poloni
shit.
could be. So, Poloni released another longer trailer, which featured dozens of environments and over 200 unique characters that populated what Poloni described as the largest video game ever created by a single person.
I feel like everyone makes that exact same claim. It's like every game that ever gets made, like that's an indie game, has the
lone
same
craftsmanship
tagline.
was a point
Biggest
Poloni
game of all
repeatedly
time.
emphasized, but he was apprehensive about letting anyone see or play it in its entirety for fear of intellectual property theft. He felt it would only be safe in the hands of a corporate publisher. Posters on the select development forums urged
The
Poloni to
last
be more
publisher you
practical.
should trust
He'd
is
made a potentially
Nintendo.
good game, but he was in danger
I'd
of
trust
getting in his own
Ubisoft
way.
before them.
Compared from early in its development, Poloni made it clear that his game was intended to be played on a Nintendo console. He'd even loaded the game onto a homebrew Nintendo DS cartridge for his videos.
Check it out. World premiere.
That's pretty cool.
When is it?
That is pretty impressive.
I want to
His
get
game
it
looks
published
empty,
on the
though.
DS mainly because of the satisfaction of
Like
having it
post-apocalyptic.
manufactured, Poloni wrote.
I have to get the Nintendo development kit, which is it's called the Nitro SDK, and that's something that you can't buy unless you're a licensed developer from Nintendo or if you're.
I have
working
one.
publisher.
You can
So-
borrow it.
I am supposed to receive a decision in
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks, he wrote. It has been 16 weeks. And in an attempt to get Nintendo's
Oh, I'm sorry to do a quick pause. Can anybody just submit an application to get the Nintendo development kit? I find that extremely hard to believe. Developer.nintendo.com. Your adventure with Nintendo awaits, and so does misery if you work with Nintendo. Wow, it looks like literally anyone can do this. Yeah, I can just register right now. I'll submit Bob's game for him. Hey, what's up? You ever heard of Bob's Adventure? Wild. I can't believe Nintendo even has a functioning website. The Switch has the worst online capability of all time. I'm shocked I can even access this page.
Poloni began a campaign that would ultimately overshadow the game itself, alienate him from his supporters, and potentially sabotage his efforts at becoming a licensed developer. In December of 2008, Robert Poloni began what he called a 100-day Tensai sit-down protest. He lit his room with green lighting and taped a webcam to his ceiling to record himself as he worked, which was live-streamed to his website. I cannot leave this Viridian room.
This looks really
The
fucking
door
weird.
is locked and barricaded from the outside. I am sleeping behind the camera, and yes, I got a shower.
What does this
Food
do,
is
though? What-
delivered once a week by a friend.
What, Nintendo's gonna see this and be like, okay,
Decides to
guess we have to
approve
give him a
my
kit now.
license application
This guy looks
and
sane.
leave the room. Some video game journalists attempted to use their connections to reach out to Nintendo on Poloni's behalf, but even they couldn't evoke a response. Poloni didn't know the reason for Nintendo's inaction, but he suspected conspiracy. Maybe someone deleting his
Oh,
games
no.
before they could reach the appropriate exec.
Bob's game is too
Or even
powerful.
jealousy that he'd
We have to
made
stop
Bob's
it.
game and they hadn't. His live stream is largely uneventful and typically only showed
No way to-
Robert working on Bob's game, often in costume.
Oh, it is up all the way,
Things
huh?
got truly
This is
strange when
fucking
his blog
strange, yeah.
posts. A couple times a week, he'd write
It
an
kinda looks
update
like,
counting down
avoiding
to
the
day
puddles room.
100, which would also be tracked in the LED strip above his workstation. He'd write a post calling himself a genius and the greatest of
There is nobody like me. Oh, he's going full Reddit nice guy. This is like one of those texts they send to the girl that turns him down. I'm far better than Miyamoto, Itoi, Kojima, Carmack, and Wright combined. See, I also think it's just kind of a troll, right? Like, there's no way he'd type that earnestly. Dude made something called Bob's Game, where we still haven't even seen a single other character in the world. It's just him moving around Pokemon houses. I definitely feel like this is, it was supposed to be just like an ARG or a troll or something. I stand alone on a
Am I
mountain
supposed to take a
no one-
picture of that?
no other has even dared to climb. I've swam across the ocean only cruise ships could cross. I have walked through the desert
supposed to take
of
a
no
picture of, like,
return.
one of the things
I have
out
stepped
right
in the
there.
footprints of none, a path never taken. I have made history, and history cannot be undone. It's too late, Nintendo. My Reddit karma speaks for itself. That's powerful. That's like the Independence Day speech.
He would later apologize to Nintendo in his fans force outburst, only to then write an even more outlandish post, demanding the development kit or else he
I'm
would
sorry,
take his revenge.
but if you don't give me this, I am gonna
Post
fuck you
I
up.
will crush you into dust and flush away the ashes like any other filth.
Oh,
To
yeah.
resemble a professional wrestling promo.
True,
He wrote something
WrestleMania.
Unexpected, only to negate it by writing that he was going to destroy them simply for his own enjoyment.
Aw.
He's writing all this
So
stuff,
honestly,
saying
there's
like,
someone
"This will
somewhere
work.
eventually.
Reggie will hear me."
I
And
need to
it's it sounds
take a
the,
picture of.
the writing sounds like it is coming from a crazy person. Like there's nothing
No, he
rational
looks
about
fine.
anything that's being typed.
Why do I hate Nintendo? Well, besides just online being dog shit, like they genuinely treat the people that support them the most like ass. The entire Smash community, like for the entire existence of the community, has been constantly shit on by Nintendo. Actively. They do the best they can to go out of their way to shut the entire community down. They're really rude to the people that really love their games. Splatoon
Anybody have the
community as
outfit that
well.
I need to take a
They,
picture of?
they over-enforce their IPs to an absurd degree where even a fan project or fan art often gets hit with their cease and desist. There was also that period on the internet where you couldn't upload Nintendo game footage without getting a copyright strike on YouTube. Twitch streamers couldn't stream Mario Kart for a while because they would take down the channels. Like, they're awful. Like, it really is a company that hates the people that likes their games, man. Like, they're bad. They make good games, but they're fucking shit.
Slowly, the idea morphed into something more recognizable to its current form, with the graphics being built in a tile editor his childhood friend had programmed for him. Under its second title,
cute.
Button Mash, it would be similar to a role-playing game.
Highly
with a large
inefficient,
open
but
world
that's
to
adorable.
explore.
I kind of wanted to make something more based around exploring, more based around talking to people. You kind of have to have some action element to it and some kind of skill building element to it. Instead of the battles, I try to do minigame challenges along with quests and along with the talking to people and problem solving.
By the time the idea was fully realized,
Well, the game has everything.
It had become Bob's game.
It's the only
His
game you'll
history
ever
with
need.
Nintendo, without even considering it, I immediately said no. Despite still inviting Robert to apply for developer status, the Nintendo representative told him, "Sadly, I don't think your game will ever be released."
Oh.
Months later, as Poloni was weeks
Hitting him with
deep
the
into
cold
his
water.
protest, attempts to link the protest to the game, such as Poloni referring to Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president
Reggie.
of Nintendo of America, as you.
He's gonna
the name of
fucking
the game's
Gangnam Style on
protagonist, only
Reggie, or
invited
on,
further confusion.
Robert.
And it was foolish of me to think Nintendo would hear my pleas.
It was. That was really dumb.
They're just another heartless corporation
True.
only interested in the biggest profits.
It took
Though
you
the
100
resolution
days
was
of
poor, you could
living
just
in your
make out
own
Poloni
filth to realize
motionless in
that.
the debris. Posters from the Select Button forums were concerned. One even called the police, who soon showed up to Poloni's house. After rousing Poloni from the floor, the police insisted he put a disclaimer on his website stating the suicide was a hoax, to which he complied,
that he has
even
that
with
outfit.
video of himself
Christ.
staging it all.
Gonna need him to take a picture of. I'll find it
the
eventually.
developer
Hey,
of Bob's
Bob.
Game. We're in New York City, where we're going to the one and only Nintendo World Store.
Hopefully Reggie's
the
there.
Nintendo DS. This is the developer of Bob's Game, sole developer.
Although Poloni had abandoned his
Okay.
Tensei style, for day 50, Poloni,
Something.
his friends, and a few hired models that
Bathroom
he
break.
found on Craigslist showed up at the Nintendo World Store with handfuls of posters advertising his game, which they taped along the store's exterior and
If I saw
interior.
one of those posters,
Cards
I'd
which
probably
they seemed
play
to
it.
dump on the floor or attach
Expecting
to
it to be
games,
fucking
and
horrible.
homemade boxed copies of his title that they lined along the shelves.
Poster here.
Yeah, do it.
Bob's
Oh.
game.
Naturally, he was kicked out.
Alright, guys, you gotta go now. You gotta leave now.
Yeah, we're customers.
Okay, you gotta leave now. We're buying a DS.
It's clear Poloni intended this performance to be seen as part of his self-described protest, but it came off as more of a tantrum. He's exchanged his game development ambitions for fleeting e-celebrity status, wrote video game journalist Griffin McElroy. His website, meanwhile, showed no signs of slowing down. Abducted by aliens, kidnapped by the Yakuza, Bob seemed determined to escalate the absurdity.
What is this? Oh, now he's starting to RP a little bit. Wow, okay. So he's been abducted by the Yakuza and aliens. Man, this guy can't catch a break. The game is too powerful.
Seemed determined to escalate the absurdity until he either tuckered himself out or Nintendo answered his call. Poloni finally managed to elicit a response from Nintendo. Although they
no.
had been, in Poloni's opinion, mysteriously stalling his application, perhaps because they were, quote, insanely jealous that they didn't think of it first. On February 5th, Poloni received Nintendo's official decision. "We have completed our evaluation
No, wait, I
of
wanna
your
read the whole
application." Poloni received
Unable to off... Yeah, I'll let her read it.
Nintendo's official decision. "We have completed our evaluation of your application and are unable to offer your company authorized developer status at the present time."
Music to my ears, am I right, Bob?
Insult was added to injury when the
Wait,
letter was
hold on,
compared
what
to the
else was
letter
there?
at the time.
They hit him with an automated message. Nintendo can't even take a second to play Bob's game. A game where there's no one else but Bob in it.
Or something.
This
These scenes
is kind of adorable. Even through it all, after faking a suicide on his Nintendo protest live stream, getting rejected by Nintendo, hating Nintendo, he couldn't bring himself to hate Reggie. Reggie was still innocent. He was being controlled by the evil Nintendo overlords. Reggie really was just such a good guy, like a really positive figure.
The system exists to play games. Games created by Nintendo and games created by you.
That's a goddamn
I
lie.
am very serious.
None of my games are
Poloni
on there,
wrote his
Reggie.
website.
Where's
I'll
Bob's
see you
game?
there on day 100, Reggie. He explained that what he was doing was a, quote, real-time internet soap opera protest. They searched Poloni's bags for weapons and found nothing, but would only allow him to attend the Nintendo keynote presentation with a security escort.
And all of you here in this room have also kindly supported Nintendo as software developers. And
Oh, that's gotta hurt
gameplay.
to hear that.
Thank you.
In an email to his team, be on the lookout for, quote, something big, something important, and a real amount of video game press outlets, Poloni wrote, "It saddens me that angry developer litters
sweet.
is considered more
Thanks,
newsworthy. It's actually a really cool, elaborate, viral campaign that fooled everyone."
BobsGame.com is a viral advertisement. It always was.
Amidst it all, questions
Man.
persisted. What about the
And
game?
what a good advertisement it
Was Poloni
was.
still intending to release it? Was there
Yeah.
even a game to begin
Fuck
with?
yeah.
This very question was posed by friend and fellow game developer Tim Rogers, who asked
I thought that
Poloni
was
where
Max
the trolling
Mofo.
stopped
Is that
and
not
reality
Max?
began. It stops in that there is actually a game, Poloni said, and it's actually pretty good. The demo was only playable on a Nintendo DS emulator and featured about an hour and a half of gameplay. It opens with the game's protagonist having just moved into a new house with his parents and two siblings, navigating through...
Doing that again.
A reporter for MTV News even confronted Reggie of Nintendo about their decision to deny Poloni developer status. He did submit to be a licensed developer, Reggie said. "We evaluated the opportunity. We decided at this point in time he did not meet the requirements to be a licensed
Yeah, this was the time when he was
the interviewer
shitting and
pushed for
showering in a room on
specifics,
stream,
Reggie
so...
replied, "We unfortunately cannot get into the details of Bob. And if released on something
Executive
other than the
scheme.
DS, Poloni was sure Nintendo sales would suffer as a result. If Bob's game is
Yeah, I
released
actually didn't know
worldwide
Steam
as a
could
killer
reject
app
games.
homebrew title,
I didn't know it was
Poloni
possible.
wrote, this could potentially lead to the DS
I have literally
becoming
bought a game on
completely
Steam that
useless as a
didn't have the
countermeasure.
executable
So
file
he
in it,
decided
meaning
to
I
release
bought
Bob's
something I
game
could never
via
play.
his own handheld video game console.
I don't know how you get
This
rejected.
is the indie handheld console.
That corner of the market where you've got small teams making weird games that can still
Rocco.
survive next to the AAA games. I think it's a good thing.
Independent creators who Poloni had befriended at past developer conferences began releasing their games. Tim Rogers went on to see success with Ziggurat. Phil Fish, who Poloni had reportedly offended by stating his game looked like Cave Story, eventually released Fez, also to widespread acclaim.
That... I don't remember what... But why was Fez so controversial again? Controversy. I can look it up, but I'm just gonna go to the chat first, just to maybe you can give me like a concise explanation. Phil Fish is an asshole, and that's about it. Oh.
Those still checking
That
in
was
on his
pretty
website were
surreal.
met with Poloni's quote, ascension into the true prophet and savior of mankind.
Well, it's
but
about
whether
time.
he was still making Bob's game is the vehicle for a prophecy written by a self-taught genius prophet. It carries within it a message that will revolutionize society and change the world. It is the beginning of a new era for mankind. Despite the theater, the game itself was looking good, and now boasted such features as character customization, cleaner-looking graphics, and improved mini-games with alleged multiplayer capabilities.
Whoa! Whoa! You telling me and my friends can play some Bob's game
Best of
together?
all, there was no. He announced the game would be released on other platforms in December of that year. Poloni wrote he was inspired to make the Kickstarter by his friend, who'd raised over $170,000 for his game Code Hero. But Robert's Tarts, Poloni wrote, it was going to be the coolest thing anyone had ever done in video
Is this
game
Robert
history.
playing DDR? Because
His
he's pretty
connection
good.
to Nintendo seemed to run deep.
Oh, solid.
For every he reached his $10,000 Kickstarter goal, but the December release date came and went, with Bob's game
Sounds about
nowhere
right.
to be found. Backers grew worried and eventually upset. And in the rare moments Poloni
Scammed again.
provided and ups went by, news of Kickstarter refunds began to surface.
Imagine you just take
news of
$10,000 from people and all you can say is, I'm turning into God. I cannot believe people still fucking give money to
He did little
Kickstarters.
to inspire
Crazy.
confidence. Uploads to his website and YouTube channel stopped for more than a year. until the summer of 2016 when Bob's Game appeared to be available for free on Steam
Whoa,
and itch.
there it is!
But those who downloaded it didn't find the RPG they were expecting.
Oh.
What is it, just Tetris? You make
Mudahar
Tetris out of this?
again!
I thought you had a whole DS game, dude. What the fuck is this?
Mudahar!
What? You turned it into Dr. Mario now. I'm confused, Bob. You're scaring me. What is the game anymore?
Many who
Yeah, it looks like
expected the
shit.
game they'd been fun. And when Poloni began to move on to other projects, such as this, quote, billion-dollar edu game that would replace
Yeah, it sounds
K3
about-
on their channel, owed him advertising.
That's fucking right! I remember that now. Oh, I totally fucking forgot about that meltdown. Yeah. Classic. Classic fish.
Once Alex Mahan became popular after well-known YouTubers streamed the demo for his anime-inspired stealth action title Yandere Simulator.
Oh, classic!
Poloni has remained largely silent in recent years. He's been banned from updating his own Wikipedia page for failing to follow editing guidelines. He'll occasionally
I didn't even know you could be
reveal
banned from
discussions
Wikipedia.
whenever the subject of his game comes up, always quick to assure his fans that he's still working on Bob's
The
game,
Messiah.
but vague as to the
Nice.
specifics. Reggie Fils-Aimé stepped down as the president of Nintendo of America in 2019. His replacement is fittingly named Doug Bowser. Perhaps Poloni would find him more
I'm pretty sure Doug
receptive
Bowser's
to a renewed
dead.
campaign to bring Bob's game
He hasn't
to
been seen
Nintendo
since
once
his
and for all.
announcement.
But if something like that is in the works, no one knows but Bob himself.
Bob's Game at the Nintendo World Store. We're going to purchase a DS and we're going to play it here.
You're gonna love it. I know you. You're gonna really get something.
That was great.
Yes, we've got a question for our listeners, and here.
Another great video from Atrocity Guide. I didn't know anything about Bob's Game. I'd actually never even heard of it. Which is crazy to me if it really was that big of a deal, because I was glued to the internet. Always have been. So for that to slip under my radar is shocking. Chronicles of Elvira, $8 million Kickstarter game? $1 million in funding? $1.3 million. I'm assuming a company or like an investor came in as well, if I had to guess. Surprisingly, unlike every other Kickstarter game ever, they haven't just completely abandoned it. At least they're giving updates still. Okay. I'm interested. Let's take a peek. Well, actually, let me watch their initial pitch while we're here. Because they had a huge ask for this. 900K.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Walsh.
What's up,
owner
Jeremy?
of Soulbound Studios and creative director of the innovative new MMO Chronicles of Elvira. I'm here today to talk to you about the Kickstarter we're running for this new.
When a
innovative
game
game
says that it's
defining what
innovative,
people think
I
of as
know
fun,
that it's not.
Possible and immersive. Hi, team.
What the fuck's going on?
Coming from a broad range of game companies such as Microsoft Game Studio, Sony Online Entertainment,
Can I just see the
Foxy
game?
Studio, Monolith, Bungie, Snowblind Studio, Pandemic Studios, and Liquid Entertainment made sure that the landscape really just require player skill.
Here we
the best
go.
example of that is our combat system, which we'll talk more about later.
Wow.
The fourth design pillar, and a lot of MMOs, they automate things, so the system,
Oh,
in order
God.
to make the game go by faster. What we
Yes.
wanna do with Chronicles
Quality of
Elvira is
life.
Slow the game down again. Give you an opportunity to travel from point A to point B, to stop and make camp.
That's a hard sell
and
on
to
me.
reintroduce those elements that allow opportunities for dramatic.
We removed everything that makes the game
Now that we have a
fun.
high-level overview, where we permanently kill it, but are probably ready to.
If they don't eat healthy, they get diabetes. You have to really take care of your character in Illyria.
And then have to restart. It's just that one of the things I'm really excited about with Chronicles of Elvira, one of the things that we're doing a little bit differently, is the introduction of a family system. The
Oh,
family system
wow.
is actually a third step in character creation after picking which soul you're going to use.
Maybe you go down the dark side and you find alcohol.
Today, first thing you do during character creation is
The family doesn't like that.
class and race. No benefit to them, or if I keep them along.
This is a really long Kickstarter pitch, I'll be honest.
Yeah, right, exactly.
This is like a lot more effort than most bad Kickstarters. And it doesn't even seem bad so far.
Works like this. If you're in game, they are actually
Estimated delivery
Not only can you walk,
2016.
run, sprint, jump. You can also vault, climb onto walls, hang off ledges.
I see, it's been a while.
Climb onto the rooftops and do flourishing jumps if you want to.
But the system...
Look at that shit, he's free
is
running.
completely player skill-based.
I saw that kind of shit in YouTube videos.
As well as
What happens when they don't deliver? Nothing. There's no obligation for them to even deliver anything ever. A lot of them don't. Okay. This is a lot to take in. Let's just see what we actually ended up getting. This pitch seems like one of the most ambitious titles I've ever heard. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere at the 15-minute mark they introduce a system that allows you to literally import your real soul into the game and live out the rest of your life in Illyria. So let's see what we actually ended up with.
This is a story about a game that claimed to give players the freedom they wanted.
Finally, a game lets me die.
No one.
If you die in Illyria, you die in the real world.
Fantasy land
I believe it.
seemingly anything was possible. For many, allegedly
Thanks for
come with
some
an array of
dapper.
goodies to tempt in the potential backers, ranging from a wallpaper and access to the newsletter at the lowest end,
Thanks for some
and a
bogus.
literal kingdom to rule over in the game at the high end. For $10,000, you could own your own kingdom. And of course, you're probably wondering if anyone would pay to be a king or a queen. They did. 4 of them. The launch of
And
the
now
Kickstarter
they're
subsequent financial
very
success was
unhappy, I
received
bet.
mostly positively. Project funding will continue on our site, chroniclesofellyria.com, after the Kickstarter ends, starting June 6th. We will offer the ability to upgrade
Yeah,
your
it sounds about
existing
right.
pledge. When the website came up, it would feature
Wow.
a ticker that showed the exact dollar amount raised from the various products and perks sold on the website.
Holy shit.
And it would continue to tick by month after month as more fans of the genre caught wind of Chronicles of Illyria and became enamored with the idea of this unbelievable journey they would soon embark on.
But why,
At this point in the
though?
story, we have to introduce a supporting character.
Just
and
wait for it to
someone.
come out and buy
The common
it.
payments. With this came an admission of neglect in transparency with the community that supported the dream to this stage. The game was not progressing at the speed they had promised. The inability to attract world-class engineers.
Let me see. What does this statement even mean? Second, we wrongly assume that having a kick-ass game design, rock-solid team of core employees and successful Kickstarter under our belt would immediately draw in world-renowned talent. What, you wanted, like, Logan Paul to promote it or something? Is it, like, what the fuck does that statement even mean? We continue to have only a single engineer from May until December of 2016. Alright. Oh, that'll do it. They're waiting for someone to make the game for them. That's a good plan.
The game was still yet to be played.
Can we watch
by
some good
single
Kickstarters? Are they all a
At
scam or
this
some
time,
actually
the
fine?
revolutionary tech solution that they'd announced as a
I'm pretty
partner
harsh on
is no longer a
Kickstarters for good
partner.
reason, but some of them
Spatial
do
allegedly
deliver
the
and are
system
good.
that they had spoken so
I think
highly of
Chivalry
and
was
spent
actually a
the last
Kickstarter
19
game.
months working with as funding continued to gradually increase throughout 2017 and
Why?
2018. But there was something in the air.
They made
The game
almost
was
$1
coming
million
under considerably more and more
doing
flack due to
nothing.
release deadlines, lack of communication, and of
Holy
course, an
shit.
increase in worrying crowdfunding events. The cracks were already beginning to show. The official channels for communication, the Discord, the forums would become increasingly hostile, and more people were either being banned or removing themselves. The updates were less
Well,
and less frequent, the features
they're
showcased were
lost.
less
They don't get to own a
substantial,
kingdom in
and
Illyria.
we had not seen almost September 6th, 2019.
Let's go.
The first gameplay footage of Chronicles of Illyria seen
It looks so good!
since
Fuck!
October 30th, 2017.
This is gonna change everything!
Disaster. The first video ever from Soulbound Studios to receive a negative like to dislike ratio since the announcing of the game.
This looks like some shit we'd play on
This
bad
will be the
game
turning
nights
point
from
in the story
Steam.
the most. Comments flooded in
Oh my
asking what
god.
was going on. Why did the game look this way? I posted a video claiming that Chronicles of Illyria would soon cease
Oh, now how dumb do you feel now,
and the
huh?
game would subsequently be cancelled. With the pre-alpha, the players would finally get to test the
Oh,
game. The
let's
game was
get it.
finally inside. One more step and pre-alpha would be in the players' hands. The
Wow,
settlers of
it
Illyria
actually looks like
would be 45
RuneScape.
days and allow the
Like if
community to
RuneScape,
find
old
plots
school
of land.
RuneScape was made in...
See if we can get this responsive. log in. Better everybody's streaming or whatever. So should I stream and bring around and I'm hardwired to this stuff and didn't have this much trouble logging in. Yeah, I see. Well, let me log in. Okay, well, let me stop the stream and I'll start it back up.
Unity.
For between
Holy
$65
shit.
and $1,350 each. 20th of March 2020.
Wow.
Post opens.
I feel stupid for being excited for Breath of the Wild 2 when this exists.
Pre-alpha was available to the backers, titled Trial of the Tested. This would turn out to be nothing more than a small obstacle course. Something many developers claim to be able to put together in a matter of days.
What the fuck is this? It's actually RuneScape. They gave you an agility course.
Climbing, ziplining,
oh my god.
The post, of course, ended.
Jagex has a lawsuit on their hands.
The non-disclosure agreement was in effect. No one would be permitted to show footage of the gameplay.
It really does look like a student game.
Of the experience.
Like a freshman at university.
Experiences of fans. As this was happening, a new player was approaching. A Discord appeared, titled Class Action for COE. A Discord dedicated to get restitution for the community that had funded this project to completion and been delivered.
Literally doesn't work. Kickstarter scams never get held accountable.
Jeremy to the public, correcting a misunderstanding.
But I like the chutzpah.
The blog post raised more questions than answered, talking about transparency, restoring
I need so much shit.
I can't believe it didn't come out.
17th of August 2020.
Shit. You know what I forgot to do?
Class action lawsuit Discord. Some backers had hired lawyers, and the ball had started to roll. The letters had dented legalese, but both of them were uniform in their reply. Our clients did no wrongdoings. Our clients will not comply with your demands.
Oh, they're playing hardball.
Neither side willing to budge. The only solution: settle in court.
Let's fucking get it.
Undertaking.
In Illyria's court, you have to play in-game at the courthouse in Illyria.
Now in motion. Until today, the 1st of April 2021, when I'm recording this video, not a single soul outside of Soulbound Studios has played Chronicles of Illyria or could attest to the authenticity of the project. No one ever played this game, and many would be waiting patiently for the legal proceedings for clarity. The feeling sentiment being that if Jeremy wouldn't share with us the real situation, perhaps they could force him to in court. This
Good
is
idea.
The Chronicles of Illyria.
It was great. He's been crushing it. We watched like 4 Kira TV videos because he's covering so many MMO scams that I've become addicted to. And what remarkable timing, because 2 days ago they released another episode from Chronicles of Illyria. I am so excited. So, we saw the pre-alpha... Actually, hold on.
I guess so. I put it all in the bathroom whenever, because I didn't see any other like rolls or anything.
Ooh.
Oh!
It's alright, we'll just ignore that.
That'll be a time loss.
Let's go in on the left-hand side. Right here, right. Oh, he's looking.
Oh, there's some combat in here. In fact, it even looks pretty smooth. Oh, wow.
He's dead. He's definitely dead.
Very suspicious.
He's playing a death animation.
Does that count? I think.
I didn't watch him die.
You didn't watch him die.
Is that part of the requirements?
We're just gonna assume that he died.
Like you got...
Alright, alright. And then... Is this the second or first one? Oh, this is the first one. Oh. Fuck, Illyria is so beautiful. I wish our world could look like this. Like if James Cameron made a video game. And then took a shit on it. I'm about to start tearing up. Imagine spending $10,000 to own a kingdom in this shit.
I got you pizza, nacho fries.
The Suicide Squad in theaters and on HBO Max.
I'm a superhero!
Tickets on sale now in theaters and on HBO Max. Rated R.
Great deal.
You booked a spacious Verbo summer home with a pool big enough for the most epic cannonballs. But the thing they'll remember forever, the first of many vacations with their nephew. The time for getting back together is now. Find it on Verbo.
Alright, love you.
Love you too.
Oh, you're putting these boxes behind the bag.
I think that would be worse than owning an NFT. Why would they even release this?
We're still making changes to the UI, so it might be a little small. See all the nameplates at once. It's easy to figure out where you're.
So they turned it into Roller Coaster Tycoon? Like, what is this?
Of your NPCs. So we do want to be able to give you a bird's eye view of knowing how healthy people are just by looking at them.
This does look like a game that Nintendo would have shown off at their direct.
Click on my all survive. We've got the round neck with the straight leg.
Why are you focusing on clothes so much?
With no lace, short sleeve.
Does anything happen in this game?
There's one around here somewhere.
Are they just making this as quickly as possible to avoid being sued?
But after a recent play session,
like, why do this?
Semi-weekly play test,
Just
we've decided
leave.
We want to, at the very least, add tools at its current size. It's
Wow.
currently
There's
using
one.
the same game data as
There's
the
two.
larger rocks, and that's because the's a lot of data and a lot of assets based on a game like this, and we have to make sure that they're all kept in sync.
Wow,
And in this case, it's
this
not.
is good.
And so when I'm done, my
Alright, Chronicles of Illyria. You can sign up now to get nothing in return, I guess. Except be on Jeremy's mailing list. It doesn't look like you can keep funding it, which is great. I think this game looks great. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It does look pretty good. You get to do nothing, I guess, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I can't even find anything about this. On their website, they're still advertising it as an MMO, but here it's not only not called Chronicles of Illyria anymore, but it's also not an MMO. Apparently, it's like a village builder.
Your
You
experience.
get to pick out your character's clothes.
Thank you.
Like a fashion designer thing. How confusing. Well, I have no sympathy for the people who paid $10,000. Like, you pretty much deserved it. I don't know why you would blindly throw $10K into something on Kickstarter, especially when there's literally nothing to present.
Everyone's just like on low stock of everything. It really
Good
seems.
MMO, another Kickstarter classic. Yeah, it received $8 million total, and there was 4 people in particular on Kickstarter that backed for $10,000 because they were told they'd get to own their own village in the MMO. I don't even understand why you'd ever believe that, nor want that.
Yeah, you think?
I like that they're all
Yeah,
MMOs.
everything's just.
Yeah, you
I don't
know,
know
the
if there's
reason
like
they're MMOs is
issues
because
with like
that's the most marketable genre.
shipments. Maybe
Most people
maybe they're,
play
like,
an
out of
MMO or
drivers
have played an MMO at some point, so it's just the most general genre to get as many actual reason that they're all MMOs.
No.
Bet you didn't expect that.
Was
The
it
worst
paper
Halo
towels?
game. Let's go! And we're doing
They
the
just
campaign.
the stupid thing. They just built this.
Mhm.
You know.
I see the tears coming in. You
The
should have
Taco
trusted
Bell,
the
it should be
title.
a
No
brand
one
new-
wanted me to play this.
brand new
And
Taco
I'm
Bell.
doing it anyway. This will finally complete our mainline Halo Legendary playthrough. Because we have to. Halo Infinite's coming out this year, allegedly.
Get off your game and
This is
eat
the
your
last
food.
Halo game we have to do for fucking Legendary completion. And it's the only one I haven't played. Because it looked so bad. Imagine you end up liking it. I hear the gameplay's good. It's really the story that is just absolute trash. And I know the gist of the story, and it is trash. Intro is pretty cool. This is like the Avengers or Power Rangers. Well, I have no complaints about that intro. That was just some like high octane shit.
Let's move. Veil.
Oh my god, playing on a controller is gonna be miserable for me.
Buck, Tanaka, full security.
What's melee? Oh, bumper jumper. I did change just chatting. You need to refresh for that change to show for you. God damn it. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh my god, this is gonna be awful. But I'll make it work.
Thank you for food.
What now?
Thank you for the food.
I know. You're like, here comes you.
Work. Okay. My thumbs do not work like they used to. Halo 5 is not on PC. So I had to fucking manually download this shit on Xbox. You can plug it in. And PlayStation 2? Really? That's a game changer. I don't have another keyboard though. Would I need to unplug this one? Yeah, you know, I'm not a bitch. I'll just play it. If this gets like absolutely unbearable for me, I'll switch. But for now, let's make this work.
Yeah.
Alright, we're cruising. Aim assist is just the best. It's perfect for people like me that just cannot play console shooters. Or if you just want to cheat in a PC game. Oh god. Nope. Maybe give some smook. No! God damn it. Please, Buck. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Good tactics from that guy. Buck is the only one on this team that's worth anything. Let's go, Buck. Son of a bitch. I'm not plugging in a keyboard and mouse. I'm not a quitter. By the time I finish this fucking game, I will be the best mouse and keyboard player console has ever seen. What a... what a move! Perfectly calculated ricochet. As you would expect from the master. How very unlucky. Well, good luck, Buck. I've already forgotten. What are we doing here right now? Thanks to the resub, Leica. What is our unit doing here? Just trying to get Dr. Halsey back? Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
The Covenant and the Prometheans there formed a momentary alliance. Just to fuck me in the mouth. Light rifle,
That's about all
far
I
and
really
away
like
seems
it
like the
over
best
there
weapon
anymore,
so
really,
far.
as far as like the basic things. You can't really go wrong.
How's it feeling with the controller? Like shit. I feel like I'm relearning how to play video games. We're getting there. Oh, that was almost a big move. Buck, 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 Buck. I have no faith she'll actually get me up. And she proved me wrong. That's my girl. This guy takes a lot of shots. Did they buff the knights or something? Okay, not bad. I seem to have missed the weak spot there. How are you liking it so far? Bro, I'm not even a full mission in. Gameplay seems fine. be better on keyboard and mouse, but that's just a personal preference. The story hasn't even really started yet. The cutscenes are pretty good. I think they did a good job with the action. It reminds me of like Halo Wars cutscenes. Those were always really fucking cool. I just feel bad. Pretty sure that's like a real war crime.
I'm up.
Why is he not? What the fuck?
System locked.
How many times do I have to shoot his little arms? Let's go, Linda. This is a bad idea. Okay, I thought that was gonna be much quicker.
Need a hand here.
Just a very bad idea all around. Looking good. The controller's starting to feel just natural to me now. Nice. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about the D-pad shit.
Engage the elite. Launch the grenade.
That was almost the most heroic fucking grenade the Covenant have ever thrown. I see! So he had a sword the whole time then, eh? Okay, prepare for team wipe. Remember when Master Chief was the last Spartan and made him cool and unique? And the Spartans in Halo Reach were cool too. It's not like that really matters that much. He is still the only Spartan 2 that I know of, but I haven't read every book. His teammate right now are Spartan 2s? Ah, very good. Ah, alright, so there that goes, I guess. So where did these guys come from then? I thought Chief was the only one that could survive the incredible torture of being a Spartan 2. So they all trained with him, okay, but where did they come from is my question. Where were they during Halo 1 through 4? I know June was a Spartan 2 from Halo Reach. Apparently he didn't die, I don't remember that, but according to Dankin, he never died. Well, was it not June that was a Spartan 2? One of them was a Spartan 2 in Halo Reach. Is there really no explanation for where the Spartan 2s were? They just come out of nowhere and now we're a team? Surely there is some explanation somewhere. They wouldn't just pull that out of nowhere. They were kids? What? I mean, they were still kids. They were saying... Chat was saying that Chief grew up with them. Plus, one of them did say, I haven't seen Chief this pressed since boot camp, meaning they were not... They were the same age. I'm asking where they were during Halo 1 through 4, that's all. Is there an explanation for why they weren't present during all of that? They were at my place, sorry. Nice, fuck yeah.
Central control.
Alright then. Good, actually very good plan. Are you telling me this grunt just walks around constantly cooking plasma grenades, ready to blow himself straight to hell, and hope that Master Chief is around one of the corners? I have to do this whole fucking part again. All because of that one asshole. Nope! Close call. So there's another one, eh? The elites aren't nearly as tanky as the other games. On Legendary, at least. Really, the Jackals are the hardest enemy so far. They just never drop their shield. Let's go, Magnum. This guy's AFK. There we are. You having fun? I think the gameplay's pretty fucking good. A lot better than Halo 4. And the story still hasn't started yet. I have no fucking idea what's going on narratively since I haven't read every book, but I'm just going with it for now. I understand the gist. Cortana, we're starting to believe, is alive, so that's pretty good. Like I've said before, I'm on a never-ending quest to try every limited-time fast food item, and McDonald's has just been pumping these out like STDs at a nursing home. They're releasing a new limited-time meal once a month, it seems like, and their newest one is the Sweetie Meal. It's the latest in McDonald's lazy collaborations where they just stick a celebrity's name on already existing items on their menu without changing much about it. But I had to go stick my tiny little chompers into the meal and let you know what I thought of it. So here we go.
Taco Bell's tortillas are a little bit harder.
What a wonderful baritone rendition of the Sweetie classic.
Seem a little dense.
I'm optimistic. So what is it now? It's 4 chicken nuggets.
So you may actually want to pull it up now. If you look it up, this is a kit. She puts it all together when she eats it.
Really?
It's wild. You should look it up.
And they don't like bring her out to make it for us?
Yeah, did you meet her today? Alright, so what am I looking for? Where's the Sweetie tutorial?
Click on that USA Today one. That looks like the correct video.
I'm Sweetie, and this is my McDonald's order. I get a Big Mac, chicken McNuggets, fries, and a Sprite with sweet and sour and barbecue sauce. But I like to mix it all up.
But the cool thing is it comes with Sweetie and sour instead of sweet and sour.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
This is kind of like when they came out with Rick and Morty's Szechuan sauce.
Even if you
Nobody
were
seemed
gay,
to be
there would be
going
nothing
wild
wrong with
today.
that
They
either.
didn't like shut down the McDonald's because
Yeah,
there's a riot.
it's
or
weird.
Okay.
The weird thing is it tastes like sweet and sour.
No, you're not picking up the subtle hints.
Well, even if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be gay.
I could taste the Sweetie.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's what I was missing.
Odette,
Did you ask him just for some
there's
sweet and
nothing wrong
sour
with
sauce
being
just to
gay.
like...
Yeah, do you have normal
Compare.
sweet and sour? That's all. Please don't call me right now.
It's Sweetie. I heard you
How
were
do you
reading
like
my
it?
sauce.
I think we all can have a nugget, right?
Well, it should go on the sandwich, right?
Yeah, we need to do this by the book, Matt. No
Yeah.
freestyling out here.
Well, we're gonna need a plate. I guess. Those are not for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it comes in a box. You can do it in the box.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can do
yeah.
it.
That's my bad.
I think we do 1 nugget and
Like
3
surrounded
fries.
by some fries with
Yeah.
some sauce drizzle on
I'm
it.
trying to make. Oh yeah, here I need to show the
Mm.
wonderful patty.
All right, so 1 nugget. I'll put it on like a side, so we can actually
go 2.
That's true. Here.
Go 2 arms. There it is. And then fries on sprinkled on top.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Held together with
And then
some
you
sauce.
you sweetie it, right?
Yep.
She drizzles Sweetie and sour sauce and tangy barbecue on it.
Oh, Matt, I wish you told me before I smashed it. Matt, who the fuck is calling you right now? This is busy.
Let me check.
This is sacred.
This is...
It's your dad.
Oh, he just called me too.
Should I answer?
Yeah, it must be important. This is the final form of the Sweetie build. It's like making a little Gundam, but of McDonald's.
Oh, you're smart. You did like different sizes.
Yeah.
Oh god, but Danny's in our teeth.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Jesus, Danny.
Now remember, nugget here, nugget there.
Yeah, so you can get the first nugget on it.
Matt, what the fuck is going on? You're ruining my experience.
It's your dad!
Damn it.
Alright. Hello?
Alright, who's ready for the first bite?
Alright, well don't forget a straw in your Sprite.
Yes.
Well, I don't drink Sprite.
Sweetie washes her meal down with Sprite.
Yeah, you have to do it, Charlie.
God damn it, okay.
It's the full experience.
Alright, I'm sure this won't be messy.
This is gonna be very good.
Go for it.
Yum, yum, yum.
Ooh. Pass her here.
Mmm.
It's fine.
Bam.
Honestly, it tastes like a Big Mac.
No, don't say
Like,
that.
I don't get any nugget in that.
Well, I haven't gotten to my nugget yet.
So I'm gonna put some Sweetie sauce on the nugget because I'm wild like that.
I'm a fan of the Sweetie burger.
Can you hand me that tissue? I need to wipe my mouth off. I got a little dirtiness. I need my bib.
Now, compared to everything else we've done, testing weird fast food and limited time fast food, this one slaps.
How would you compare it to the chicken tender milkshake?
I was gonna say that's the only one I'd rate above it.
Same.
Not enough.
There's something just magical about the chicken tender milkshake that really does it.
Yeah.
Compared to the McRib, I think this blows it way out of the water.
McRib is vile.
Yeah, comparing anything to the McRib is cheating.
I will say, the McRib, I'd still take that over the chicken tender milkshake.
Don't you ever say that again.
Alright. I take the chicken tender milkshake over the McRib.
Time to try the Sprite?
You got it in your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that tastes like Sprite. I have it in my hair.
So we need
Sprite
to be
really-
proud.
Do you think there's a world in which she puts the Sprite on the burger too?
Oh, yeah, maybe that's like an advanced tutorial.
Yeah, like a little lemon flavor.
Yeah,
lemon
wait,
lime.
wait. Here, wait, one sec. Let me line this up. Give me.
Now we're breaking new
We'll really
ground.
go in. Let's go right here.
Right here?
Yeah, soak that bad boy. Oh, that's great.
That's gonna taste really good, I bet. Oh, yeah.
I think, is that the secret?
It's refreshing. It's bubbly. It's seeping through into my crotch.
All things you want from the Sweetie Burger.
Yeah. Sweetie's touched me in places with this burger I didn't know she could.
Yeah, it's like she's just reached through and spoken to us through her McDonald's meal.
Wow.
This is probably the only thing we've eaten in this room that I would possibly eat again.
And it's just McDonald's.
Yeah.
There's and Sweetie sauce.
You're not gonna finish your Sweetie Burger?
Well, mine has Sprite on it. So.
Yes, the way it was meant to be consumed.
It's a little dirty. That's one thing I would say.
It is.
Maybe they need to devise a way to not.
I will say I've never
have
had
it
a
explode
Big
in my
Mac
hand.
though, so I don't know if a normal Big Mac is this messy.
I think it honestly is because the fries and the nugget creates such an open space for everything to get pushed out.
True.
Yeah, I don't think they got the
I
science
love
down.
when we do this and we've just become real food critics. I know nothing.
Yeah, I need to try some of the barbecue on its own. Is this special barbecue?
Yeah, it's I can't think of a good pun.
That's
with
what I've been
their
trying to think of one too. I can't
It's
remember.
barbecue sauce. I like the sweetie and sour.
Oh, you guys didn't try the BTS meal either, did you?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
Now, didn't BTS get a custom sauce? Like it was changed?
Mm-hmm.
Because
well, I mean, Sweetie did too. Clearly.
yeah, it tastes real different from their sweet and sour. So didn't BTS get more than just a couple letters changed? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, they were in the kitchen for months cooking that flavor up.
It was also expensive.
How much was it?
For both meals, $21.
Whoa!
I just don't know when they're gonna ask us.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It should be any day now.
Sir, would you like to do a partnership? Yes, we'll call it the Moist Burger.
Which restaurant would you partner with, Charlie?
Any of them.
If you could choose one, which is the one you would want to have your meal in?
Honestly, PDQ, because they seem open to filth. So maybe we could make we could actually make this tastes like my nutsack milkshake.
That's the meanest thing you could have said about one of our favorite restaurants.
They made a chicken tender milkshake.
But it was on the nose. They knew it wasn't good. I almost said his name. My boy even warned us about it.
True.
Because they seem open to filth. I'll send that to them and say, how about a partnership?
McDonald's is it?
Yeah.
McDonald's only does quality productions.
What would be your custom meal at McDonald's?
I'd do something no one wants, so I'd take the fillet of fish and I'd add pickles,
And nuggets.
pickles, bacon, and maybe a chocolate milkshake. Ooh, a double stack fillet of fish.
Fillet of fish, but it's like when KFC did the double down, where the buns were burgers.
Oh, the
fillet of fish with bread
in the middle, yeah. But bread's really fucking soggy. It's like chocolate pretzel bread or something.
It's soaked
It's
bread.
2 fillets of fish with chocolate milkshake in between.
I'd earn that commission.
Sir, this month you made $4, and we don't even know how you made that.
Because we tried it for a video.
I'm surprised Burger King hasn't started doing this.
Burger King.
I'm pretty sure they just are, and they're putting on a good face.
That was a big day.
Make sure you tell Sweetie I said it was good.
Yeah, we'll let her know.
Yeah,
She's probably watching right now.
I was gonna say, when she watches this, let us know if you want to collab on your next McDonald's meal.
Yeah, we got some good ideas.
Yeah, I see right here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any
wait,
reviews.
that was a real bag.
Where?
Video.
Wait, does our bag say Sweetie meal? Wait, what the fuck?
This is her logo.
Wait, what is that? We didn't get a
Wait,
bag?
but they have a special Sweetie bag.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Did you ask for one?
No, I didn't know I had that
Oh
option.
my god.
Well, now we have to go back and get the collector's bag. Go around the table. What would you give it from 0 to McRib? 1 to
10.
Potato pancake?
Oh boy.
Yeah, McRib the
Well,
potato
you're really
pancake.
a winner in the mix.
It's not even close to the potato pancake.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'd say it's somewhere in between, like a little above middle there. I don't know what
Yeah,
food
like
you
for
really
me
get
it
to.
goes chicken tender milkshake, McRib.
Agreed.
McRib.
Like very close.
Yeah, like they're touching butts.
Okay.
There's some stuff here, then you've got the sweetie meal, and then way up towards the roof you've got potato pancakes.
Okay, okay.
Like it's good. It's a Big Mac and chicken nuggets, so it's yummy.
Aww. Where'd you guys get it? Here, Anna. She had more kittens? She getting rid of them?
YouTube's always been a mysterious place. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. No one truly knows what's going on at the YouTube HQ. It's like Area 51, but for video sharing platforms. And the only thing you can ever be certain of with YouTube is that if a YouTuber makes a video talking about them, it's typically negative. However, today, that's not the case. I'm happy to report with a smile on my face and a wet spot in my trousers that I have nothing but good things to say about YouTube today. And I swear on a stack of Pokemon cards, I am not being forced to say this. There isn't like a YouTube assassin with a gun to my head threatening me. As God and anime as my witness, this is just truthfully how I feel today. I'm going to go ahead and catch you up on the lore here and bring you all up to speed. A few days ago on Twitter, I made this post complaining about how one of my videos from 3 years ago was taken down and I got another strike on my channel. The video is, of course, the timeless classic Viking Daughter Gertholomew. Now, I'm sure Viking Daughter is a game that needs no introduction. It's one of the world's most popular games, up there with the Super Mario Brothers, but for porn. It's a game where you get to have sex with the Viking chief's daughter, and it's where I created my alternate character, my persona, Gertholomew. Now, when I created Gertholomew, I really found myself. I wouldn't be the Charles White sitting before you today without Gertholomew. Gertholomew crawled so that Charles White could run. God rest his soul. Some say they don't even know where Gertholomew ends and Charles begins anymore. The point is, though, the game was a porn game where you have sex with this girl. It was all censored, and I censored it further, but it was still in violation of YouTube's policies, so they gave me a strike. Understandably, I was very upset about this, so I did what every creator does. I went to Twitter because it seems like that is currently the only way that you can actually get answers from YouTube. And answers I did receive, we came to a compromise where the video will stay removed, but the strike will be overturned. So the strike is gone, but the video is too. Gertholomew took one for the team, made the ultimate sacrifice, getting rid of the strike. Of course, I'm still upset about it because I hate to see my baby boy slaughtered like that. I would like if the Viking Daughter could continue to exist on YouTube, because I still don't think it really violates the policy since everything is censored, but that's just my opinion. I was happy the strike was gone. And to my surprise, Santa Claus came a little early. Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, replied to my tweet saying that she'd like to set up Amazon order of a box of condoms, and they tagged Jeff Bezos asking him to hand deliver the condoms. My even greater surprise followed through. It wasn't just a public response without anything, and it was no holds barred. She welcomed any and all hard questions that I could come up with. I even brought Matt in as like some backup muscle to come up with even harder questions for her to answer. Matt, if you don't remember, is the man who's immune to hot sauces and hot peppers. Man could literally Kegel 5 Carolina Reapers in his asshole and feel nothing. The man's a fucking monster with spice. I'm sure you know Matt by now. And he came along with me so we could both ask her some questions that every creator's had for years now and get some insight on. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to record our conversation because it was more than just Susan and I on the line. There were a few other department heads that wanted to hop in the video call as well to talk about things and get feedback on things, including a man that many people believe to be a myth these days, like Merlin the Wizard. I'm talking about the head of the YouTube policy team. I have never had a conversation with anyone on the policy team. Everyone I've ever talked to on the YouTube platform has never had contact with the policy team, and today I was lucky enough to actually talk to the head of the entire department, and I am happy to say he's a human being. At least as far as I could tell. He didn't have any like Android malfunctions or glitches going on where he just starts spewing out like binary code or anything. Like, he seemed like a normal, nice guy, actually. And I just wanted to talk about the conversation we had today because I feel like a lot of creators would want to get some insight as to what's going on and how they plan on tackling a lot of the problems we've been having recently. So naturally, the first thing I wanted to talk about is why the strikes are used so frequently. It's strike first, ask questions later. They come out gung-ho, guns blaring, riding horseback, just tossing out strikes on the platform, it feels like, even for minor offenses. And the policy head assured me that it really is an overcorrection of the rules, a mistake where they come in very heavy-handed and strike channels that aren't blatantly abusing the rules. He explained to me that the strikes are really meant there for the bad actors that constantly show a blatant disregard of the rules, where they'll have multiple infractions before giving a strike, but sometimes it falls through the cracks just given the size of the team and the volume they deal with, where they'll just give a strike out of nowhere to a channel that just didn't deserve it based on the minor offense. So, yeah, okay, understandable, mistakes happen, but what are they going to do going forward to prevent this mistake from happening so frequently? And he went into detail about some of the things that they're going to be looking to do in 2021, and I wanted to give a suggestion of my own to toss into the ring there that actually came from Markiplier. A month ago, Markiplier and I both received strikes on our channels for the same video we were making jokes about. It was a video where SpongeBob and a few other mascots get together and the bad boys staged a road rage where they pretend to beat up a man on the streets while wearing their mascot costumes. It's a goofy video. We were making jokes about it, and we both received strikes on our channel for it. And Markiplier, in his video talking about it, brings up an extremely great suggestion going forward that I think YouTube really needed to hear, and I was glad to bring it to them. The suggestion is, let creators use YouTube's own editing tools to blur or take out infringing content. So that way, instead of having the whole video removed and a strike on the channel, let the creator know, hey look, this right here violates a policy, you might want to do something about it, and let the creator use the tools that YouTube currently has to remove it, because we have the technology. The technology is there. We're in the fucking future. We can do that. And I'm sure most creators are willing to take out 10 seconds of a video if it means they don't get a strike and the video stays up. This also comes into play with Mama Max's video, if you remember that controversy that happened, where Mama Max had this huge video that got taken down, and it was taken down, if I remember correctly, because he showed a phone number for like 3 seconds on screen. Well, instead of taking that whole video down, why not just let Mama Max know, take this out and the video stays up? I'm sure he would have obliged using YouTube's editing tools. So I wanted to make sure that they heard that suggestion, and Susan in particular really liked the idea and really wanted to